Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia, and I'm here to talk to you about the Telluride, which is coming out very soon. And spoiler alert, I have pricing information, and Canada gets a new model, a third trim line. So we're going to talk about some of that. I have information here that I'm not allowed to send you, but I am allowed to read everything in it to you. So that's what we're going to go through, is some of the trims and options and features, and we're going to talk about pricing as well. So you may have seen our video. If you haven't seen our video, we did a video at the Canadian International Auto Show. That's the most recent one. That's the one behind me here. The link to that is in the comments below. We also went to the Detroit Auto Show before that to look at the Telluride up close. That was the American version. Now both models, as far as I know, for sure the Canadian model was a pre-production model. So there's going to be some differences when it actually comes out, which is why we're doing this video, so that you have the most information possible. We want to thank you for watching these videos. We've committed to being a leader on this car, and you've committed to letting us be a leader, because since this auto show started, between our two Telluride videos that we did at Detroit and in Toronto, we've got about 80,000 views on YouTube. So we know you want information, and I apologize for the poorly lit area. We're in our media room, but this is the best way to get you information as quickly as we can. So here we are. All right, so this information sheet is a dealer-only sheet. Like I said, can't send it to you, but I can tell you everything that's in it. So if you have questions about it, let us know below. And more importantly, if you want to order this car, we can do that. You can order it today. So give us a call. Again, we want to be the best place to buy it from, and our sales team's ready to deal with you. So here we go, let's go through. First of all, what is the new trim level? Well, there was an EX Premium in the past, and then an SX. They've now added an SX Limited. So we're gonna go through some of the features that are on those. Again, you've seen the video here, you'll get a sense of what they are. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and you'll have a better sense as well. We're gonna skip through a little bit here. Yada, yada, yada. All right, I've got a number of things highlighted on my page. This is what we're going to go through. So this is the EX Premium all-wheel drive. What that means is that unless a feature on the higher trim level overrides these features are in every trim level. So a couple little highlights for me. 3.8 liter V6 engine. We're going to talk about that in a second, about the power numbers and a little bit about that. But that's the same engine in every vehicle. It's got some trailer lighting, pre-wiring. It's got some trailer stability assist, so the stability control system works with trailer towing. It tows 5,000 pounds on every trim level. So that's you know, a bigger SUV. You want to know towing capacity? There you go. All right, moving on. Drive mode select and terrain modes. Now we've talked about that in the video. There's a knob in the center of the dash. It's the same knob which will do drive modes and terrain modes. So we'll see how that works. We've got 3 or 4 drive modes as well as terrain modes in there, so that's a good thing. The big thing is this car at every trim level is going to be loaded with safety technology. So there's a lot of stuff we know about. Pretty much anything you see, you know, within reason, anything you see safety-wise in any of our other cars, the Stinger, top-end Sorento, new Forte, a lot of those types of things, you're going to find on the Telluride now. So the new Forte is actually an extremely good car for it. At the Canadian International Auto Show, it was a runner-up for Car of the Year. The Stinger won, but that Forte's got a ton of safety features. So let's talk about a couple things that are different. We got all the standard stuff. So I'm going to skip over them and gloss over them. If you want to know more, we can do a video on safety features. I was going to do that when the Telluride arrives. So just to keep this a little shorter and more watchable, we're going to go through some of the things that I think are a little different. Electric child locks are new on this. So instead of having the switch in the door where you have to hit the, to basically disable the inside door handle for your child seats, you'll now have a button on the dash panel, so you're near the window switches. So that's going to be available on this one, and that does a couple things for you. One thing is the safe exit assist. So it uses your blind spot detection radar, which is a radar piece in the back of the car, to sense vehicles coming up, and it can lock the car door for you to keep your child in so they don't walk out into traffic. It's a good system. I haven't seen it work actually, so I don't know exactly how it works yet, but we're going to see it and test it and try it out once we have the car here. And of course, we'll do a video of that as well. We've got rear cross traffic alert, which we've had in the past, but this one has it with collision avoidance. So again, that's telling me the car will likely brake itself. Most Kias have not had that feature up until this point. So now you've got the rear cross traffic alert, but it will also avoid the collision. So it'll probably just brake for you. It'll certainly beep and warn you. So we're going to do a video on that as well when it comes out. That's a bit of a new system. Rear seat reminder system, lane following assist. So rear seat reminder system, again, haven't used it yet, but it's likely going to tell you there's someone in the car still, someone buckled in maybe, again, just to help with children in the car. Lane following assist is new for us. So we have always had lane keeping assist. So first of all, lane departure warning. That's warns you when you're leaving the lane. Lane keeping assist, the car is capable of steering itself and keeping you within the lane. So you can set that up a couple different ways. One, to just brush you back in the lane if you touch the line, but the active setting on that would keep you in the lane, in the center of the lane. So what's interesting is that's lane keeping assist, but the Telluride has lane following assist. So we're going to see if that's a name change or a feature change. My gut says it's a feature change, it's an enhancement, and we're going to talk about that. And again, we'll have a video of that when it comes out. So if you haven't subscribed already and you're interested in this car, subscribe to our channel, because we're going to go through every detail of this car, especially when we get to it, and the more we find out about it, more access we have to the vehicle. Driver attention warning, I think we talked about that. Smart cruise control with stop and go. So a lot of times we have cruise control and it only works at a certain speed. Then we have smart cruise control, same thing, it only works at a certain speed. So smart cruise control with stop and go. I've used this feature on some of our other cars, and I've gone to the Toronto airport and come back. It's about 100 kilometers or so. And I've been able to set the cruise at 120 kilometers an hour, and Toronto traffic is notorious for being terrible, and the car will just keep going, and it'll stop when the car's in front of a stop, and when the traffic moves on, it'll continue to go. It's a fantastic system, takes all the stress out of driving in traffic, and this one will have it with the stop and go. So when you see something that says smart cruise control, make sure it has stop and go if you want that feature for high traffic areas. Otherwise, it's just going to keep the distance. If you're driving 100 kilometers an hour and you approach a truck that's going 90, it'll slow you down and keep it going, but it doesn't always have stop and go. A lot of time they cut off at, say, 40 kilometers an hour or 60 kilometers an hour. You won't be able to set the cruise control below that. With stop and go, you can go right down to a stop and it'll pick you back up and go again. So I really love that feature that's going to be on this car. The EX Premium, and again, everything I'm talking about so far is the EX Premium all-wheel drive, is going to have 18-inch wheels on it. So you can see what those wheels look like in another video we'll show you later. I believe everything in the auto show is 20-inch wheels, but they'll have 18-inch wheels with Michelin tires. One other question, just a little simple thing that I have highlighted here. Somebody asked me in the comments on another video, do the mirrors fold in electrically? And a lot of Kias have that. They will do that on Telluride. I did that, I believe, in this video here, which is the Toronto Auto Show, the CIAS video. All right, moving inside, we know it's got 10.25-inch multimedia screen, HD traffic. So navigation and HD traffic information is going to be available on that in Canada. That's a good system. UVO Intelligence. If you don't know anything about UVO Intelligence, again, on our YouTube channel, we do talk about UVO Intelligence. Think of, I'm not supposed to say this, but basically think of OnStar, several features like that. The difference with our system is it's free for 5 years. So I'm going to do one day a comparison on cost, because OnStar is quite expensive, and this car is going to be free for 5 years on that UVO Intelligence. At least that's what we're expecting at this point. If that changes when it comes out, we'll let you know. So UVO Intelligence, great system. You can start your car, find your car, all that from a cell phone app, unlock your car, lock your car. Super, super system. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius Satellite Radio. One thing we weren't sure about with this 10.25-inch screen, I wasn't sure if maybe they could do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on maybe 2/3 of it and leave a third open. When we tested that out at the auto show, it's going to be Android Auto and Apple CarPlay across the entire screen. So you're going to have a bigger, wider touch screen, and it will fill your screen. So now we know that answer. Synthetic leather seats on the EX Premium. It's listed as an 8-passenger seating. So what does that mean? 8-passenger seating means it's not going to have the captain's chairs like we've shown you in our other videos. So the EX Premium, no captain's chairs. And I can tell you as well, the SX model, no captain's chairs. So it's just going to be the SX Limited, which is the new model that we did not know about when we were at the auto show. So 2 first trim levels, EX Premium all-wheel drive and the SX all-wheel drive. 8-passenger seats, which means it's a bench seat in the middle and 3 seats out back. This one is going to be, in the videos that you've seen, are going to be captain's chairs in the middle, and that's on the SX Limited model. So hopefully that's helping. HomeLink. People have been asking, since we went to UVO Intelligence, we used to have HomeLink buttons. They help open your garage door. We used to have them in our mirrors, and we kind of moved away from them when we put UVO Intelligence in our mirrors. This car has HomeLink again, so we're bringing those HomeLink buttons back on a lot of our cars now. Tri-zone auto climate control with auto defog, so you're going to have left, right, and rear climate control options. You can set all 3 to different temperatures likely, and when they say tri-zone, that's usually what it means. And so we're expecting that again, even on the EX Premium. So the base model is in no way a base model. We'll have plenty of options that way. 60/40 split folding second and third row seats. So 60/40, you'll be able to have a wide side and a narrow side of seating on both rear rows of seats. All right, moving on, SX. So anything on the SX is adds. You have front parking sensors, up front blind view monitor. So blind view monitor, I believe, is camera system. I'll have to double check what that means, because that's a new word for me as well. But front parking sensors is as an addition to the rear parking sensors. What that means is it beeps as you get closer to things. Usually in the dash, it'll show you that there's something on the far right, far left, or in the center of the car. So you'll have them in the back with the backup camera. I pretty much positive we have that. We also know that we have them in the front on the SX model. So when you want those beepers on the front, look for the SX model or above. All right, SX model moves in 20-inch wheels. They are those wheels, the wheels that you see on that Canadian video. I don't know if I'm in the way. You probably can't see them on the screen anyways. But those are the wheels you're looking for, 20-inch wheels. Satin chrome, so you're getting a lot of satin chrome details on the SX. Satin chrome belt line, satin chrome grille, silver painted skid plates front and rear, which again, this one has here. So the Canadian model, that will be very similar to the SX on the outside. Single twin tip exhaust, so not dual exhaust, but it'll be a twin tip. I believe it's on the right side of this car. We'll have to watch the other videos. The SX also gets a dual sunroof. The EX Premium has a single sunroof, so you will have a sunroof in every model, from what I can tell right here. That's what they're saying to us today. The SX all-wheel drive as that dual sunroof. So again, in this video, you'll see the dual sunroof. That's the trim level it comes in on in Canada. Harman Kardon premium sound system is on the SX. 360-degree camera. We've done a video on that if you haven't seen it, but it's an amazing camera. It gives you a bird's eye view of the car. That again is on the SX. And you've got some interior mood lamps. You got a 7-inch TFT instrument cluster, so a little bit more of a display screen as your instrument cluster in front of the steering wheel on the SX. So there'll be a little difference between the EX Premium in-dash and the SX in-dash look. Both are going to be premium looking, but that 7-inch screen always looks sharp in the screen. And we do the same thing with our Sorento. We add a bigger screen on the higher trim levels. All right, leather seating as well comes in at the SX. So you had synthetic leather, now you have leather seating. You still have leather steering wheel, leather gear shift knob in every car, but the synthetic leather in the EX Premium moves to actual leather in the SX. And I'll spoiler alert, the SX Limited has Napa leather. So different leather trims, synthetic leather, real leather, and Napa leather, depending on the 3 trim levels. All right, what else we got? Driver memory system, so that's memory seats, soft touch, some extra soft touch stuff, some scuff plates that are probably labeled, so some silver scuff plates are added in the SX. Basically a little bit of a trim package, moves up that way. And so we're gonna go SX Limited now. So everything I talk about from now on is SX Limited. You're gonna get a self-leveling rear suspension. Now I do some towing. If you're gonna take 8 passengers regularly, that's gonna be an interesting feature. So the rear suspension will be self-leveling. It'll bring you up, raise that up a little bit. We haven't had that, to my knowledge, on any car that I've been around for. So I don't think that's something we've done before, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. LED taillights are only available on the SX Limited. I believe we had LED taillights on this model and the other ones I've seen at the auto shows. So we'll have to see what the design looks like. Kia's doing a really good job with the design of their lights. A lot of the times they look like LED lights when they're on. They have a lot of design in them. But this one will have the actual LED lights, that instant on bright light. Heads-up display, that's available. So our Kia Soul is going to have a heads-up display. The Telluride is going to have it only on the SX Limited. So again, top line will have heads-up display, rain-sensing wipers, although it says whippers here. So I'm pretty sure they mean wipers. And moving on, comfort, 7-passenger captain seat. So the 7-passenger seating, the configuration you see in both of our Telluride videos so far, is going to be only in the SX Limited. So if you want those middle row captain's chairs, SX Limited is your model. Napa leather, like we said. Heated second row seats and ventilated second row seats. So once you move to the SX and you do get those captain's chairs, that's where you have the option of heated and ventilated. I don't know if they're heated in the previous rear seats. I'd have to get back to you, and you can talk to our sales team as we find out more information, but certainly heated and ventilated middle row seats that we mentioned in both the Detroit video and the Toronto video, that's in our SX model only. So again, once you get those captain's chairs, you get those. Deluxe cloth headliner. So what that means is basically our Stinger right now. Our Stinger GT Limited has a nice headliner that's a little bit different in the top trim level, very similar to this. I believe at the show it had that. I'm not sure if I captured it on film or not. So a little bit more trim level. So before we move on, let's talk pricing. We do have pricing in this video. 44 to 47,000 Canadian dollars for the EX Premium all-wheel drive. 49 to 52,000 for the SX all-wheel drive, and 53 to 56,000 for the SX Limited. That is Canadian dollars, and that is the projected pricing. So that's what they're aiming to come out with. In my experience, that doesn't usually change much between now and then. But again, all of this is pre-production information. Things could change when it comes out. But that's the range we're looking at. You can bet on that being very, very close. I know that they've finalized pricing, but they won't quite tell us yet, or they're very, very close to finalizing pricing from now. All right, lots of colors: ebony black, snow white pearl, dark moss, everlasting gray, gravity gray, sangria. So those are the colors available in Canada. It looks like they are available in everything, every trim level to me at a quick glance. Interior colors, we've got black leather or black synthetic leather in all of the models. You have the option in some of the colors, so ebony black, snow white pearl, and dark moss. On the SX trim level, you have the option of going with an espresso brown. So you're gonna have brown or black leather in that. And if you go Napa leather, it looks like everything is black. So there you go, SX trim level, 3 different exterior colors have the option of a brown trim level. So ebony black, snow white pearl, or dark moss. You can go black leather or you can go espresso brown. SX Limited, EX Premium, so top and bottom line are black leather or black synthetic leather. All right, moving on. We've got sizing here. I'm not going to go over that. Nobody wants to know the length of it in millimeters, but if you do, it's 5,000 millimeters long exactly. And let's move on again to the last page. I told you we were going to talk about the engine. So it's a 3.8 liter V6 engine. It runs the Atkinson cycle. That means it's a fuel efficient type cycle. It's a little bit different in the way it runs. Some hybrids have been doing this forever. Hybrids are among the most reliable vehicles on the road. That 8-speed transmission that comes with it is going to make up for that. So when you run the Atkinson cycle, sometimes you lose some torque. I'll give you torque numbers in a second, but what it does do is give you tremendous fuel efficiency, and torque can be made up for by gearing. So having an 8-speed transmission, you can do that. So think about riding a bicycle, right? You can always go up the steepest hill if you just have the lower gears. So that gives you that ability to go up. So that's what they're probably doing here, is giving you great fuel efficiency, and that 8-speed transmission is going to be broadly spaced gears, which will give you plenty of torque. And it's not a non-powerful vehicle. It's actually got 291 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque. It's also a gasoline direct injection. And a lot of people ask us, when you get into an SUV of this class, of this price point, will it run on premium fuel? Will it require premium fuel? People ask that about the Stinger all the time. The Stinger does not require premium fuel. So here's what it says for required fuel. Regular unleaded recommended, 87 octane or higher. So you're just talking about regular fuel in this car. You don't have to go with premium fuel. So if you're moving from a high-end SUV to this, you may save yourself some fuel costs simply in the premium fuel to the regular. Fuel economy, TBD, to be determined. They have not told us that yet. I've heard it's impressive from whispers on the internet, but I have nothing official from Kia Canada at all. Like I said, 8-speed automatic transmission. That is basically the details that I have for you. There's of course more details, and if you have questions, let us know in the comments below. We're going to be a leader on this vehicle. We've already been a leader in information. We want to be a leader in sales. If you're in the Greater Toronto area, you want to buy this vehicle, we're the place to buy it from. We're going to give you the information. We're going to treat you well. We're going to know this car. We know this car better than most already. And like I said, we've proven it with our 80,000 views on this car online. We did this video for you. So there you go, everybody. Brantford Kia, place to buy a Telluride. You can order them today from us. Give us a call our sales team, 519-304-6542. You can reach us as well at internetsales@brantfordkia.ca. And that's all the information I have today. Subscribe, and we will give you a ton more information on this car. Thanks, everybody, for watching.